YouTube, how we doing tonight? It is Cindy Branson, and I am here tonight, just like the title says, to talk to you about website speeds. Now, Chris and I, not too long ago, as you know, did a live speed test with the top 8 website softwares out there, and you can find a link to that video in the description, and you can check that out. It was phenomenal because we did everything live. There was no more popular and the go-to source for people going online. If a website takes like 2 or 3 seconds to load, that's a long time, and viewers or visitors, users are going to click away. Sometimes I've done it. It's really slow on mobile. Oh, I'll get to it when I get home on my laptop, but rarely will I. So that's just me. An example: 40-something-year-old chick. Who am I? I'm not your typical user of mobile, so I get irritated when things are slow like that. And one of the things I definitely like is ease of use on my mobile websites. Fast loads, easy to read, easy to find what I'm looking for, direct, not a ton of verbiage, not autoplay videos, things like that. So, but I'm getting off track. So I want to talk about the who, the what, the how, the why of website speed here tonight. And I want to tell you that Google is really proving how, and they have been for many years, they're really proving to rank your website in SEO. So it's about, definitely, they consider it part of the user experience, and everybody does. It is. It's a direct part of user experience, how fast things load, not just maybe the banner, but everything, the full functionality of the website itself. So um, let's get to it. Okay, so why is it important? It is obviously important because of what I just said. It's the SEO. It is sorry, I do have notes tonight. So it's the because you want to avoid those adverse effects, and that's going to cause lower traffic numbers. It's going to cause people to get off your website before they find the answer that they're looking for, before they find what they want to buy or the appointment they want to make, because it's just taking too long. And everybody in this world, as we know, is pretty much, sorry, what can affect the speed? So of course, network conditions is part of that. Now, you have your equipment and your internet service provider, your ISP, and what condition that is in and how fast they are working. So those, or if maybe the mobile user is using 3G as opposed to 4G or Wi-Fi, that is something that they're not going to be able to control. But things that they are able to control when it comes to mobile speed is going to be things like the weight, and this goes for desktop and mobile, the weight of the website, the compression issues of the website, um, and then also the network conditions, which we talked about. So let's get into talking about the weight of the page itself. Okay, so the weight of the page is things that are, of course, we can do so much with us today. and things that make things that look aesthetically pleasing and keep your interest and maybe are even entertaining on the website to keep you there a little bit longer, that makes the website heavy. So it's important to, if you're going to use these elements, to minimize the effect of their weight. Now, with images, you can do things like compression and use like tiny PNG, things like that, to make them as minimal as possible, the smallest format you can make them, while still making them look good on the website, especially not just on mobile, but you got to also consider at that point how it's going to look on a bigger screen when somebody is on a desktop. So things like videos, where is the video being hosted? How big is the video? So that is also a factor. So we are very heavy on videos these days. And one of the things that affects that is, where is it hosted? What's the hosting location? And that's, hosting location is not just about the videos, it's about the content in general. And we're going to talk about CDNs in a little bit more detail, but that comes into a factor if you know what a CDN is, or where the again, where that video itself is hosted. Now, everybody knows, if you don't already, that I am a Builderall ambassador. I love Builderall. I use Builderall every single compressed down to like one line. So you want to keep that in mind, that that is a possibility and a function that you need to be able to do to keep your speeds up. Okay, so we talked about network conditions. We talked about page weight. We talked about compression of images. We talked about the hosting of the videos. And, you know, that's the thing, though, because design today, design and development websites, we have so much ability. We can make websites do so much nowadays that they just get heavier and heavier. And the heavy, you know, on average, what they call the weight, it just keeps going up because there's so much functionality. So you want to make sure these things are important. So when it comes to like Builderall, we have a very, very simple way to change the mobile version. Everything's mobile optimized, of course, mobile responsive, but they're, you know, when you know somebody's on a phone, you know, you can remove certain things in a website that are there for more information, or more text that might, people aren't going to read rows and pages of text on a phone, things like that, that you can remove and just kind of get to the point when you're on mobile, and remove maybe some of the pictures, or you know, keep the service down to a list, and compress things that people aren't going to necessarily do. Make it ultra prominent how to contact you when you're on mobile. Make it that, here, call here. Make it clickable. Make that button clickable if you can. And you know, that's huge. People don't want to be like, oh, what's that phone number, and being trying to go back from your website to your phone to plug the phone number in. Okay, so resources delivered quickly, slow, minification. We talked about that. Compression, eliminating unnecessary elements. Obviously, I'm doing this very speed talking tonight too. So I'll slow down a little bit. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about that CDN a little bit more in detail. So CDN stands for Content Delivery Network. Essentially, a CDN, like I said, caches seconds, and that's where the CDNs come into play, because and Builderall has these, and we're gonna, you know, come circle back to that, but they, you cache that information across the world. So let's say now you have a server in Chicago, and you have one in Melbourne, and you have one in Japan, and you have one in Cambridge, London, and or England, and you have like them all scattered across the continents, basically, so that the request doesn't have to travel as far and the information doesn't have to come back as far. Okay, so that's what that means. It's limiting the travel time, basically. That's how I can say it. Okay, so those are important. Those are very important in today's world of speed. Okay, so who is the fastest? Now, Chris and I did a test, and I mentioned it earlier. I'm actually going to, I think I have the link right here. I can copy in, and if you are interested in seeing the actual live speed test, we did do this completely live. It was just a couple of weeks ago. You can see the results, and we have like I said, the top 8 was like Wix and WordPress and ClickFunnels and Kartra and Squarespace and GoDaddy and a couple other ones that aren't ringing in my head right now. And of course, Builderall. And Builderall just, it basically blew everybody away. There was a couple that were like, you know, we're getting B's, and we were blowing them away with our A+s as far as the speed test went. And that was for desktop and mobile. And important, you know, like I said, the everything is mobile optimized, mobile responsive. They're going to help you compress those images down so that you it's so important. It's the SEO, it's Google, and it's the other search engines that they are ranking based on speed. And speed is so important because it's user experience. And the way that you get higher speed is, one, you can use Builderall, of course, but also because you want to make sure that you are eliminating any of that really heavy stuff on a website. So, especially on a mobile version of a website, so you want to have that user experience be efficient and easy, and that upload speed to be fast, so that if you have a lot of functionality there, make sure the most important parts are what stays on mobile. And like that's your booking app, your contact information, your, you know, if you're a restaurant, you may want to consider having a separate app to ordering from as opposed to KB. Now, most software companies took in the designer experience and made the platform that they're building. So yes, when you're in Cheetah, it's not going to be the fastest builder. Okay, things might be a little seconds slower because things are updating, like when you move panels and pages and things like that, because everything has to recalculate, and that does take a couple seconds. But when you're building it, you just take that into consideration, because the the result of them getting that speed for the user on the internet and getting that upload speed is what is so important. That's your result. That's why you want the fastest websites, because it's the user experience, that visitor that's coming to you that wants to, you know, get in touch with you ASAP. Maybe, you know, maybe they want to order maybe they just need to make an appointment. Maybe when you're building your website, think about the user experience and keep these things in mind because they're going to help you get more traffic. And that's what it all comes down to. The more traffic you have, the more ROI you have, and the more money in your pocket you're going to end up having. And that's success. So speed helps you gain more success is what I'll summarize that as. All right, guys. So again, check out that link, the speed test live, if you're interested in seeing where the other big guys come into play against Builderall. And if you're interested in Builderall and seeing what the experience of building a website and how simplistic it can actually be, please do check out my link. I'd appreciate it. If you're here and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, ring that bell, and get notifications for the next time that I am going to be live. I'm actually going to be live again tonight with my partner, Chris, and we're going to be talking about the massive affiliate blueprint, which is huge, and it is like something you don't want to miss. So tune in for that if you can. And if you have a question about anything that I talked about tonight or about Builderall itself, of course, leave those in the comments. I check them regularly, and I will get back to you just as soon as I possibly can. Thanks so much for joining me, and have an amazing night. We'll see you on the inside.